And you can see it above. Oh, look at that one. That one was huge. We gotta get rolling on our fun build for today. I really hope this works. As you guys know, on Sundays we try to build demonstrations and stuff, and still talk about physics, obviously. But we build demonstrations for physics. So we did try this once to no avail. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I didn't have a strong enough isopropyl alcohol, or pure enough, I should say. And I also didn't have the right kind of cooling mechanism. Now I do. Okay, let's see here. This is we have a metal slab. We have our little plastic container, much smaller than last time, I should say. We have our felt. We have isopropyl alcohol, and we have our hot glue gun. I think we're all set. What about a fan or mask to not inhale the alcohol and CO2 fumes? Yes. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so in the meantime, we need to get a little tiny piece of felt and glue it to the bottom of this Tupperware container. So this is just to hold the CO2, because again, we need the CO2 to get nice and heated up a little bit. Speaking of that, maybe I should heat up, get my heating gun out. Isopropyl alcohol is very, 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 very flammable. So we heat it before we put any isopropyl alcohol on it, and we don't heat it that hot. We only heat it up enough to really kind of like get the vapors rolling. Okay, so an alcohol burns flameless, so you can be on fire and not know it, so be careful. That's true. Gotta run. Good luck on the build. Hopefully some cool clips. Okay, definitely. Can this get me high? No. No. Okay, so now we have our little felt, so we're just going to glue it onto here. Last time, I recall specifically that we did not glue the corners properly, so let's make sure we glue the corners properly. So that's all we're doing is put. Now you can build all this stuff, like I said in the beginning of the stream. You can find all of this stuff locally. A lot of stores will sell dry ice. I can't read the chat. Hold on, I couldn't hear it because I was talking. I'll look in a second. So you can buy all this stuff like at your local store. They used to be able to sell. You used to be able to buy dry ice at grocery stores. I bought my dry ice from a local dry ice selling person who sells it like for medical and commercial uses, as well as to the school. Okay, so now I just put a little hot glue on there. I wanted to make sure we glue the edges down. So we're just gonna let that set for a second. The hot glue will also keep it kind of warm. So I think this should be good. And then, of course, in order to do this, we're going to have to turn the lights completely off and everything like that, which is suiting music for this endeavor. Okay, I think we're all set. So let's get some dry ice going. I have plenty of dry ice. I imagine I have enough to do this. If we run out or have any issues, we should have enough to go at it once more. So we're going to put a bunch of dry ice on this. Maybe not quite that much. And the temperature we're shooting for is around, hear that squeaking? I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Around negative 26 degrees centigrade. Okay, so it's going to get cold. We're going to let that get cold for a second. How long will this experiment take? It's going to take a few minutes. It's going to take a little while to get the temperature down, the vapors going. And I have some sources of radiation. I know radiation is very intimidating, but this is nothing dangerous, really. It's they're like radiation as I carry out the giant lead container. So let's get something inside to hold our radiation. I have a few Legos, some sharpeners. I have this pin container. I think we'll use the pin container. Let me take the pin out that I got for joining the Society of Physics Students. Something like that is what we're looking for. And then our camera will be angled at it the correct way. All right, so we're going to put the radiation in right here. And this should help us kind of like see we should have some source of radiation. This is, if anybody's actually interested, it's barium-133 with a half-life of 10.5 years. So that should be good, because these aren't that old. So we're going to get this heating gun on. You guys can see me in the bottom screen. Hello. I'm just going to heat it up a bit. Now, I do have hot glue on here, so I don't even want to heat it up that much. Because I don't want there to be any, I don't want it to melt. Which was another issue I think we ran into last time a little bit. Okay, so that's it. Not a lot. Now, remove the heating device. Put it far away from any alcohol. Okay, how's our temperature? Ooh, that's cold. Okay, so we're going to get a little measure on temperature here while we wait. You guys can go ahead and take a look. And like I said, we're really shooting for like negative 26 degrees centigrade. That's the ideal. Right now it appears to be, whew, oh, we're like negative 20. Oh, look at that, negative 26. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it says negative, it said negative 26. And then it kind of bounced around the 20s a little bit. So maybe we're in a good position. Okay, so it's still a little warm, so let's get a little bit of this alcohol on it. Last time we also had some leaking. We don't want it to leak. Okay, let's get the light off. Now, as the vapors cool down, we should start to see some clouds form, and very soon we should start to see some particles. So let me get rid of this camera since it's not doing anything now. And hopefully we start to see some good results. So we're going to give it a second to start building up some condensation in there. Right now we're looking for little vapor trails, okay? There's going to be little vapor trails, and those vapor trails are going to be little particles ionizing the air. Okay, because of course radioactive particles carry a lot of energy. This isn't the stand going to cast a shadow for the particles. I mean, wouldn't it be better if it were lowered into the cloud? Or at least closer? Yeah, let's do that. Also, I want to take the temperature on the the plate to see, or the temperature inside to see where we're at. So we're at 0, -1. It's dropping pretty quickly. Like I said, we're really shooting for minus 26 degrees centigrade. We're at minus 10. We are at minus 26 degrees exactly. Not even joking. Minus 26 degrees exactly. So we're at a really good temperature for this. Maybe more alcohol. I think you might be right about that too. Let's get a little more alcohol in there. We're at a great temperature. It's really, really good temperature-wise, and that's the most important thing. Okay, so now we're going to let it vaporize up a little bit. But I'm not getting as much vapor as I thought I would get. So let's do a couple things, okay? Maybe let's put a little more alcohol on it. Let's warm it up a little bit. Let's try for some easy fixes first before we start going for the hard fixes. And now it's getting a little drippy again, but we're gonna give it a second while I heat up with my hands. I think I could just put the alcohol somewhere. So we're just gonna put it upside down for a second and let it drip. I'm gonna keep using my hands to heat it up. Okay, so now we're very, very saturated. The excess is poured off. Let's put it like this and start getting, hopefully start getting a cloud formed. All right, wait, level, close, light, and then we'll wait. Do you think maybe I should move the camera down a little bit more? Try to get a different angle? Yeah, let's focus. Let's refocus. Hold on, I gotta make it up. I gotta change this. Give me just a second. Let me fix this a little bit. Here we go. Good time for a follow, for sure. Actually, let's use that as a dark background. That's a good idea. Come on, you. Focus. Oh, look at that mist. This is where we're going to see it if we're going to see it at all. There it is. There it is. You can see it. Look at it. It's coming off the left-hand side of the thing. Look at, you can see them now. They don't look the same. There's mist falling, and then there's like the little bits of things that are coming off of it. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. And you can see it above. Oh, look at that one. That one was huge. Oh, I'm nerding out over this. Yeah, I was expecting more cloudiness as well. That one on the left-hand side was enormous. Look at to the left of that peg. You can just see them. Like the bigger ones show up over there. Wow, you can see some buttes. Chat of little faith. Look at those. Oh, these are so cool. So let's talk a little bit about what went wrong and what went right with this build while we're getting ready to look at more stuff. The things that went wrong was when we used liquid nitrogen, it got way too cold and it just condensated the liquid. If you have a right temperature, the other form of isopropyl alcohol might work, but it's not guaranteed. The best thing to use is something over 90% isopropyl alcohol and dry ice. That's the two combinations of things that work the best. So an electron and a photoelectron were kind of like the squiggly ones. The alpha particles are big. They're chunky for sure. So we saw a lot of these electrons or positrons. I doubt we saw any muons or anti-muons. Those are cosmic usually, sort of secondary cosmic particles. Yeah, I'd love to see muon too. I fear like we won't be able to do this because like I said, it is a cosmic and you do have to have a really nice setup to see those. It's not that you couldn't, but you should be really patient, have a really nice setup, have good appropriate lighting, not like holding your cell phone. But this setup, and maybe even some better alcohol, like 99%, and then have the ability to heat it. This is the nerdiest thing I've ever seen on Twitch. It's so exciting. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad we got it working. Hopefully hopefully a lot of you saw the squigglies on the first one. That was by far the best. I've never stared so intently at anything. What great fun that was. I had a great discussion. The experiment was a success.